What's going on, my crew? This is Jay, and welcome to another episode of Jay's Adventures. Boy, is it good to be back. Before we get started in this world, what I wanted to do right off the bat was take a look at something I built a long time ago that used to be a staple for my Minecraft Let's Plays, and actually something that I wanted to take a picture of and update our little screenshot, because it's actually one of my favorite builds that I've ever done. It's coming into picture right now. It's not the most amazing thing, but certainly I spent a lot of time and effort into this, and I think you guys remember us doing this. At the time, I was watching a lot of Lord of the Rings and really getting into the movies again for the first time in a long time. And I really wanted to build a castle, but I was like, you know, I want it to be different. I don't want it to just be a structure that goes really, really high. I want it to have some depth. And I did pretty well, I think, for myself. It still kind of looks like just a tower. It doesn't really have much of a oomph to it, but I think it still looks pretty good. So I wanted to get over here, maybe actually up on that mountain. I wish I had some ender pearls. We have defeated the ender dragon in this world. So, at some point we'll have to go in there and grab some ender pearls. That way we can pop around. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how my Let's Play is going to change. And I don't know if this is too loud. I want to bring it back down a little bit. There we go. Much better. The Let's Play format that I've done for a long time is I've always recorded an episode, and then kind of after recording it, I kind of just, like, I don't know. Yeah, like this. Screenshot. I kind of did whatever I wanted to do on camera and then just sort of, like, gone. Right? And then I work on a bunch of stuff off camera, and then I come back and I'm like, oh, hey, look what I done. Look what I've done, not look what I done. Look what I done. And I feel like that's not a Let's Play. That's a let me do a bunch of stuff off camera and then let me show you what I've done. And I think that's what somebody was getting at the other day with the Direwolf episodes, or not Direwolf, the Dark Trilogy episodes, was, well, Jay, you do a ton of stuff off camera and then you get on here and all of a sudden, bam, look, you've got a ton of stuff done. And I've been watching Etho, watching Vintage Beef, watching all these people lately, and I've come to the realization that one of the reasons why they're successful is because they do a lot of film for a little bit, then pause, then film for a little bit, then pause. And when they've got enough material to make an episode, that's when they put it out. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to, I'm going to mess around with the schedule. I need to have that schedule down, but if I can find 3 days to record, then I can do a recording of 3 episodes, which would probably take, I don't know, about 3 hours or so of not solid recording, but sort of recording, doing something off camera for a little bit, then getting back and recording. So, right off the bat, what I wanted to do to start us off on this new format is I wanted to get in here and show you guys this house that I built. And I'm not sure, I personally love this house. I like that it has a little more oomph, a little more depth than houses that I've built in the past. And it's got a few different blocks within it to kind of get rid of the monotony. Because what ends up happening, I feel like, when people build is they build one solid color and they don't allow for there to be variance. So what we've got going on here is we've got one type of wood, which I'm sort of importing this, but in a way I want it to sort of seem like it's always been there because it's a dark colored wood, and I really like it. You know, maybe they had some over here that they planted. Anyways, and then we've got the oak roofs to kind of brighten up the roof color, but I think that's going to change. I don't want to do cobblestone, but I don't have enough to make some of these stone brick roofs, but that's possibly what I want to go with. That being said, I don't want to go with too much masonry at this point because these guys don't have access to a quarry. They have a forge, but they don't have a quarry yet. And I don't really see a place where one would be good. So at this point, I kind of want to leave them without much stone. Sort of, they'll have mines, but they're not going to have a quarry where they can mine out stone. So, how this new format is going to work is we're going to sort of talk about these features, and I want to kind of work on one of these with you guys on camera, and then I'll make a few more off camera, and then that'll be the end. I thought I got rid of all this. I've been trying, guys. I want just this plain old dirt. So the house obviously is very empty on the inside. Pretty much just a placement for a door. But we're gonna putting some beds. We'll liven it up a little bit. I almost think these ceilings are too high. I want to go smaller. I really do. So I want to try and get rid of these high ceilings. I want to go lower to the ground unless we're doing 2-story. So where we're going to build this next one is right here. And the way I've been doing this, I've been doing like 3, 2, 1. And this is going to get lowered down, don't worry. 3, 2, 1. Maybe like 2, 2. And then this will come over like this, okay? These little tiny, tiny, tiny houses. And I like them. I really do. And the reason why is because they are easy to build. And it allows there to be very much this idea of that there's peasants. There's a lot of peasants here. They have small houses. And what a lot of people, I think, fail to do when they're making worlds like this is that they fail to consider the reality of the situation here. I mean, if one block is 1 meter, you're talking about some pretty massive buildings if you make them to scale. So I don't want to do that. I want to have things look nice, and trying to keep them small can look good. So literally, guys, what I want to do now is start the roof right on this next level. So we're going to have some room. And I want to get some of these stone bricks in there. I forgot to throw them in here and there. I kind of want them on the corners. Maybe one right here to kind of reinforce the window. But just sort of to give a little more structure to the building. Because oftentimes you can feel like the building doesn't have much structure. Oh, and this is one thing that I kind of like. If we put one of these cobblestone stairs, place a glass pane, and then on top of that, let me switch to this. We put this, the roof over it. You get this kind of like nook right there. And I like it because it seems like there's a lot more detail involved in it. Sort of like a way to sneak in a little more detail than we already have. The other thing I want to do is I want to try and figure out a way to get these roofs a little less blocky. Because I feel like when we do it this way, it can be very much just a bunch of blocks sort of overhanging, and it makes the building a lot bigger than it needs to be. Okay, so I just finished the roof. A few things I want to note that are kind of interesting here is there's a few little parts of the roof that aren't exactly aligned correctly. And one of the things I want to start doing here is I want to cut off these corners and see how that feels, because like I said, I really feel like a lot of these pieces are way too big. And like this one is kind of difficult because which one do we go with? Do we go with covering this or do we go with covering that? So I think we're going to have to add that in. But over here we might be able to snip that. Snip this. Nope, we're going to have that there. But this can definitely be snipped as well. Right here. Right here. Right there. And I guess we'll have to keep that. It's also that this road is so high. Kind of screws up things. This guy can be put like that. Okay. I wish I could have those corner pieces without too much trouble. Okay. Let's get this out of here. And cut this down and kind of see how we like it. Do we like this? You know what I want to do? Let's trim this out. By the way, I went ahead and got the enchantment table, or used some of my levels to enchant and repair some items that haven't been enchanted or repaired in a long time. And one of the things I noticed was that my enchants on these picks were reset. And I wasn't sure if that was a bug or if they've changed it now or something like that. But when I went to repair it, it was back to as if it was a brand new weapon. And I've got a fortune here and a normal one. By the way, I went and when I enchanted this, I got this beautiful, perfect enchant. But it's on a diamond axe, so it's not very helpful. I think I want to add that back in. No. Actually, I don't. I think I like it better if the door is on this side. So we'll place this here. Place this here. Take out this block. Just like that. Okay, now the doors. We'll pull one from here. I just went ahead and made a bunch of doors for the villagers, hoping that they would breed. They've got some farmers, but I haven't. All these crops are basically new, so that's a carrot right there. So I'm guessing that they are harvesting them. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, so we got our house. This is a lot smaller. This is a lot more compact, and I like it a lot better. It's going to be a lot easier to decorate the inside of this, especially when we get the grass figured out down here. I want to get rid of all this grass and kind of leave it with only the things we want in here. Which actually, now that I think about it, gravel wouldn't be too bad to block grass from growing in here. Because all we would need is, I think, a diagonal, right? It's diagonal with this. So if I was to put all this dirt, I shouldn't have a problem with anything growing, in theory. Place our door back down. Okay. Let me check the other in here. Grass is still growing. So maybe it's not exactly like that, but you see, look at this. Grass shouldn't be growing here. There is something called cracked dirt, and maybe that's what I'm going to have to go with. That could possibly be what I end up going with. Either way. Hey, look! You got some crops to deal with, guy. Hey, you. Come here. I don't know. He's a fish. We do have a farmer, but I don't know if the fisherman will also take care of the crops. Get your crops. Nope, doesn't care. Okay, well, I think that's gonna... I've never done this before, so I don't know if I should wrap up the episode or what I should do. I'll tell you what. I think what I'm gonna do is off camera, I'm gonna build a couple more of these small houses, and in the next episode or next part of this episode, we'll get to work on some interior decorating. So, until then, we'll see ya.